Got this van back from Auto Classico, drives really nicely, and now it's time to sort out some of the issues and make this into a usable camper. We've already made a start, and one of the very first things we did was just add door handles on the inside, because previously there was no way to close the doors when you're in the van, so we just cut out a section here, sourced another handle from France. One of the really annoying things about this camper van, not just this camper van but any other camper van, or most of the camper vans I see with a pop top, are these straps here. And these straps for the pop top, the idea is you kind of pull them down like this and the pop top comes up. But in practice, they are just really annoying and get in the way. So there's a company called Quick Pop or Quick Link or something that makes little ratchet straps that just fit in there. So we've got a set of those and we're going to fit those ratchet straps here from these guys, quickpop.uk. Let's see if they fit. Now you don't have the dangly bits hanging down, and when you want to undo them, you just undo them like this, pop the roof up, and that's it. I mentioned I really like the wood effect that they've done here. This is just basically pallet wood, and it's not particularly heavy, but what they've done is they've kind of put ply in the background, MDF, and then put that on top and clad the whole van in it, and that's going to make it enormously heavy. So we're going to think about possibly reducing that weight by getting rid of some of that wood and maybe just making it thinner so that you'd have a cladding as thick as this, which would be absolutely fine. But what we're going to do this morning is sort out these seats and the bed. What they've done here, these seats are wholly impractical if you wanted to sit down, because there's just not enough room here, and because there's a slight slope in the van, it'd be really uncomfortable. So these should actually come out to here, and then you'd have storage underneath the benches, and we need to lengthen those as well so a full-size person could actually sleep on that. Now we've made a start on this side here, and once again I just want to show you what they've done. See this when I'm doing other cars like Mercedes, you kind of scratch your head and you think, why have they done that? All that wood cladding off, and this here is basically where the back wheel sits. But once again, in a van so small, why would you have this wasted space here? It doesn't make any sense. We've taken out the seat belt in the back here. Nobody could ever sit on here anyway, and we'll put that in the front, so there's 3 seat belts in the front. But if you just have a look at the kind of shoddy work that they've done, there's wood upon wood upon wood. So we're going to take this out and extend it this way. We're probably going to keep the cladding as much as we can so it matches, but at the moment you can see on this side here they've got wooden cladding on top. Now this would always be covered by cushions, so you'd never see it. There are about 100 of these pallet boards in this van, and they all weigh 700 grams each. So it's your maths test this week. What's 700 times 100?
7,000.
7,000, which is 70 kilograms. So all of the wood in here weighs the same as one person. So that's not actually that much, but then you've got to start counting the weight of things like the table and the boards that go across here and the boards that will go across here for bedding. And then of course you've got all the equipment, but the elephant in the room is those 3 solar batteries. Each one of those batteries weighs an absolute ton. Subject of solar power, I doubt very much whether the solar panel on that roof would have any chance at all charging batteries that big. If there's anyone out there who's an expert on solar, who's got a camper van with solar inside it, maybe you could let me know. The panel's got 3 years of grime and algae, so we're just getting our cleaner to actually do something useful before she earns her breakfast. Cleaning this solar panel, it's another one of those, makes you wonder why people would ever do this. I mean, if you were going to attach a solar panel on, you would surely just cut these bolts off with an angle grinder, and surely you'd just use lock nuts. But would you use steel lock nuts? You'd use stainless steel rust-free ones, surely. Grace, what do you think?
Well, I think this is very dirty.
It is. Making good progress stripping out this van and turning it into something you can actually sleep in. We've just repurposed some decking boards that we had left over in the garden, and we've now got a full-size bed here with storage through here where we can store paddles and camper chairs and stuff. We've got storage down here as well now, where we can store duvets and various other bits and pieces. But it is a tragedy what they've actually done, these people. They've just screwed straight into the bodywork of the van to put all this cladding on. I mean, even my 9-year-old daughter knows what happens if you drill holes in the footwell of a vehicle. The first time you drive this in the rain or salted roads, all those holes are just going to rust. So at some stage we're going to have to get this up on the ramp, get the wheels off and re-weld up all those holes, which is a right old pain. However, mine is not to reason why. Hoping that we're going to finish this bed today, cut down the table to size, and then maybe have our first sleep or cup of tea. Now, I am no van fitter, but if you wanted to fit that to the side of the van, we are just going to do it with a magnet. We're just going to drill a hole with one of these drills here, drop the magnet in. That's a 50-kilogram neodymium magnet, and that is not going anywhere. And then it allows us to take the bench seats out and turn this back into a van at any time we want without drilling into the fabric of the actual van. This will just stick to the side of that van, and that is not going anywhere unless you give it a really big tug, which, once there's the weight of the bed on here, will be absolutely fine. A magnet in there, and this is not going anywhere. It's day 3 of the internal fit out of this van. It doesn't look like we've done that much, but actually we've done a huge amount. We've finished making the bench seats, created a whole load of storage under here, have ready access to the battery under there now. These are now attached magnetically, so there's no more holes in the chassis of the vehicle. We've just got one more board to cut here. And that is going to be about it. Next, we've got to sort out how we're going to get little Grace to sleep up here. I'm thinking maybe some kind of lightweight concertina arrangement that pulls across the top. I haven't quite decided that yet. Amazing how much wood we're going to be able to pull out of this van by the time we've finished. Our job today is to lose these 2 boards here. These 2 boards are going to come here and make up the end of the bed. So the table will slot down there and make up part of the bed. This board will come out to here, like so. Now what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and integrate these boards into the fabric of the actual van. Okay, so take off the existing cladding and see if I can magnetically attach those 2 boards to that door, so we'll be reducing the weight but not losing the wood clad effect. That's the plan. Got those door panels off, they're screwed and glued on, so unfortunately when we take them off we end up ripping all of this ply. We are just going to cover this rough patch here with some vinyl trim that we had left over from trimming an old Mercedes. This is just a bit of Palomino. This board is now nicely integrated into the door, just comes out to leave a little bit of vinyl behind, and then that's one of our bed boards just here. At some stage I may just router out a channel in the back hardwood board to fit this so that the board fits around this way. It's just aesthetically slightly more pleasing, but the way they've done these boards is they have glued and screwed them on, and the only way you can get that off is by using a router to actually router it off, and it's incredibly messy and noisy, so I'm not going to do that just at the moment. For the time being, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to finish this video here. We've still got quite a bit of work to do. I'm quite pleased with how the integration of that's come out. We've saved ourselves some weight, and this is going to be one cozy little camper. Grace is going to sleep up there, that's her bed. You need to figure out how to integrate these wooden panels into the fabric of the van. But I think we're not going to sleep in here tonight. Maybe tomorrow.